God has been so gracious to me that He has allowed me to serve two Archbishops of Manila, Jaime Cardinal Sin and Gaudencio Cardinal Rosales, as their private secretaries. And they have been listening pastors and shepherds that God gave to us in Manila. Cardinal Sin listened to God above all because he was a man of prayer. Very early in the morning, every day, he makes sure his first appointment is with God. 4 a.m., if not even earlier, he would devote his first hour of prayer in the morning. And I remember even in the car, he would always pray the rosary, and during Lent, even the Stations of the Cross. And he knows it by heart, the litany and the Stations of the Cross. And he would never miss a day. Even at times, I remember when he could not read, he found it difficult to read the Liturgy of the Hours, he would call me and read it for him so that he would fulfill his prayers. And at Mass, he was always in communion with God. And Cardinal Sin does not only listen to God, he listens with others to God. He does not only pray to God, he asks others to pray for him and to pray with him to God. We know his role in Philippine history. And every time he would make important decisions, yes, he prays on his own, but he also makes sure that people pray with him and for him. And the contemplatives are very close to his heart. And every year, or once a year, December 26 after Christmas, we would visit the 4 contemplative communities of the then Archdiocese of Manila, the Pink Sisters, the Carmelites, the Poor Clares, and the Dominicans there in Cainta, because he regards them as his powerhouse, as his hidden wealth and secret treasure, because they are the ones praying for him and with him. And he would go there to these communities unannounced. And every time we would receive gifts, fruits, chocolates, eggs, everything, he would tell me to bring this to the sisters because they are his powerhouse. And also the other sisters for that matter, because Cardinal Sin relies on them. Because he does not only listen to God, he asks others to help him also listen to God. And he listens to his people. He listens to his priests. And one thing that he would always remind me, yes, we have an appointment, but it was only a guide so that he would know more when he could receive more people. And especially for priests, no appointments for priests. They could come in any time. And the busiest part of the house at the Villa San Miguel was the kitchen, because he would always feed people. And he always makes sure everybody goes home well fed. As he listens to their stories, to their complaints, to their praises, because he is truly a listening pastor. And he listens to his people, especially the poor, to those who are abused, to those who are victimized, especially by those who misuse their powers. And we know that he does not mince words in order to protect the poor and the oppressed, even if it means clashing with the powers that be, because he listens to his people. And he's not afraid. Countless times I have seen that we would receive threats, but he would still make his position known. And we know his role in history. Twice, the people listened to him. And that's the beauty. He listens to them, and that is why the people listen to him. That's why when he told the people, go to EDSA, twice, not just once, but twice, the people went. When he also offered the prayers to the Lord, to the Blessed Mother, he has a very special devotion. They also listen to his prayers. I remember when he would tell that he placed that letter beneath the statue of the Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal when he was a seminarian, and he got cured. And then the next time, when the country was sick, this time because of bad leaders, he again placed that letter. Our Lady listened to his prayers, and the people listened to him, because that is Cardinal Sin. And for 29 years, he made an impact in the church, in Philippine history, because he has a heart that listens. He's a heart that cares. And that is why his motto was, I will serve, echoing Jesus, who said, I came not to be served, but to serve. And that is why towards the end, until the very end of his life, he was listening to God. And I remember one of the last moments in his life, he was so unconscious. I thought he was saying something to us, but I was surprised. He was praying the litany to the Blessed Mother in the right order while asleep. That means really listening to God is very much part of his life. And that is why people listen to him. As Cardinal Sin listens to the poor, he also makes sure he responds to them. You see, every birthday and Christmas, all the gifts he receives, the cash gifts, goes to Caritas Manila. And the other, especially the food, would go to the seminaries, the sisters, and the missionaries of charity of Mother Teresa. And one thing I really firsthand encountered with him, which I really call a miracle, and the sisters with me at Villa San Miguel then would attest to it. As Cardinal Sin listens to the plea, especially of the priests and the poor, he would always give a commitment. When also churches are constructed and the priest would go there, especially if they know it's his birthday or there's a special occasion, or there will be an urgent need. And Cardinal Sin would tell the priest, several times I've seen this. If, for example, it was a Friday, he would tell the priest how much you need. For example, I need 500,000 or what. And he said, come back on Monday and I will give you the check. Monday morning, the sisters would be nervous because we do not know where to get the money, because Cardinal Sin would always pledge. And without consulting us, he would pledge to parishioners, to priests, to sisters, I will give you this amount. And we do not know really where to get the amount. But you know what? Perhaps, as I said, he is a man of prayer. And it will not be in the schedule. There will be a surprise visitor. There will be surprise visitors, businessmen, politicians, or what. And they would be there and would give His Eminence. And you know what? Several times, the exact amount he pledged to those priests and sisters and parishioners will be the one given to him. That is why the next visitor would be the beneficiary. And they will be very happy with that gift. And all along they thought it was all programmed and planned. And that will be the only time the sisters and I would have be relieved, because our prayers, that I believe is his prayers, which were really answered. That was his generosity, which is also a fruit of his listening. His Eminence Gaudencio Cardinal Rosales is also a listening father. And he really gives time to everyone. That was my problem as secretary. how to adjust no, the schedules of visitors, because what is originally 15 minutes, 30 minutes would become 1 hour. No? And I must confess, I really developed migraine at that time because of how to manage the time. No? We would be late for appointments, no? And for other engagements, but people did not mind it because they know it was not because of neglect or what, but because they know Cardinal Rosales cares. And I remember also his very first day as Archbishop of Manila. After his installation, I was about to take my siesta at the time already, but then he called me and said, we will go to Smoky Mountain. The first people he visited were the poor there in Smoky Mountain, and he just exchanged stories with them. It was a very spontaneous engagement and interaction, and that will not just be the first time. He would be with people, and when he introduced the Magpas, the Pondo ng Pinoy, when he would visit priests, when he would be with the seminarians. And he, one thing with Cardinal Rosales, if Cardinal Sin was somehow conscious of time, Cardinal Rosales really, when he is with you, as if, you are the whole world for him. That's why in travels, he would even, I remember going to Ilocos Sur, and the whole time, aside from praying, we were exchanging stories, because that's how he is. He makes you feel that he is interested in you. He listens to you. And I remember that and both of them had a good sense of humor. And I remember with Cardinal Rosales, with some priest, when the clergy of Manila gave him a new car, and the priest, there was a priest in Batangas, I think, who got his old car, and the Cardinal Rosales told him, and the priest was asking, how much will I pay? And said, no more, magpakabait ka na lang. And the priest said, mas mabuti ko ata magbayad na lang ako kaysa magpakabait. Binatukan ni Cardinal. But that's how a father, a grandfather, that's why we call him Lolo. Because in the end, he makes us feel at home with him. And as I said, I'm very blessed to have encountered these two great fathers and shepherds. Cardinal Sin, who listened so much, and that listening became his way to serve. And a lot of people perhaps did not agree with him, but I know a lot of people admired him because he did not just listen. He acted, and he decided, and he did something as a way to serve. Cardinal Rosales, in listening especially to the priests, when he began that Galilee Center in Tagaytay to help the priests, because he knows the more you help priests, the more you listen to the priests, the more you also help and listen to the church. That's why I always tell people I was in the house of sin and in the house of roses. And what a wonderful first 9 years in the priesthood I had with them. And I will always carry that in my heart.